This is a painting by Martin Johnson Heade, who was the first American landscape painter to pay any attention whatsoever to the salt marshes in northeastern United States. By most American painting standards, it would have been boring. Because there aren't any sort of major framing devices. You aren't looking at the marsh from some kind of elevated vantage point. You're basically almost in the marsh, looking at it dead on, and you just have these wonderful bands of color and light. Martin Johnson Heade first worked up in Massachusetts in Newburyport. He studied those marshes, and then later moved to New Jersey and studied the marshes there. And this work is from the later 70s, early 1880s. And it's probably a bit of a pastiche between of the Newburyport marshes and those of New Jersey. One of the wonderful features of this work is the tiny little blue heron that's in the foreground. And these works, even though they've depicted a subject nobody paid that much attention to, became a kind of trademark for Heade. And over the course of his career, he just kept coming back to the marsh. He painted it for 45 years of his life. He found a ready market for it, and he was somebody who often sort of shifted subjects. He'd get all enthusiastic about, painting hummingbirds, which we also have in this collection, or painting, Cherokee roses or some other subject. But the marsh at some level resonated with him, and he painted it over and over in lots of variety, including haystacks in lots of them. But they're very different from, the sort of much more famous haystacks of Monet, which became big features of the paintings, whereas here they're almost like notes on a staff. They mark distance. They also just kind of add tiny bits of vertical interest within an otherwise completely horizontal landscape.